Welcome, welcome my friends once again. Welcome my neighbors, welcome my friends, welcome all of you to another episode of Jammin' Dude's Neighborhood with my co-host, the Black Russian. Kick back, have a drink with me, let's talk, because I'm not doing a review this week. I saw an article this week that touched on a nerve for me. It had to do with Amazon Kindle lowering their payouts to artists. And I was thinking back to how this is really starting to mirror what's happening in the music industry. It's also now happening to writers too. And it really saddens me because I remember back when music pirating, for instance, was a new thing. And the working theory was by most people that they didn't want to line the pockets. And there was a complaint among the artists that the record companies were getting all the money and the artists weren't seeing a dime. So that was common opinion. You can debate the facts all you want. But so people felt justified in taking the music for free in order to not line the pockets of some fat cats that were running the big record companies. So, here we are. Did you really think that the corporations weren't going to find a way? Congratulations. We all did it. We killed the entire corporate industry involving art. At least the old boss. Now, meet the new boss. Because what happened is that even though we've been given new and better avenues of being able to pay the artists directly, the corporations have found ways, new ways, to mass produce this art to everybody and not give the artist a dime. Meanwhile, we give money to the corporations because the corporations can provide it cheaper, keeping all the profits and not giving any of it away. Meanwhile, if we pay the artists, we have to pay a little more. And of course, it's the habit to want to pay less. I'm here to tell you that art is worth it. It's amazing to me that while the price of everything else in this world has gone up, the price of an album is still basically what it was when I was buying vinyl in the 80s. I think I bought Rush's Moving Pictures. I don't remember exactly. I think it was $6, $7, $8, somewhere in that vicinity. And I believe, if memory serves, it was about $8 for a single album, and you could pick up a double album for 12 to 14. So like when I bought Exit Stage Left, it was about $12. This is 1982. Here we are later, and do you want to know how much the new Odd Logic CD costs? About $8. That's it. But people don't want to pay that, and I don't understand. The price of everything else has gone up, but yet the price of a good, decent album is still about $8 if you're paying the artist directly. Maybe 10 at best. But even if you do pay 10 with the time amount on a CD, you're still getting about the same as a double album was in the 80s. So I want to encourage everyone to find artists, find local artists that you love. And I want you to give them your money directly. If you don't want the money to end up in the pockets of the corporations, fine. But support the artist. There are some really good ones out there. There are some amazing artists making music. And it's funny because there's such a glut of people really wanting to make music, and they're all talented. But to a certain extent, we're either going to like or love. I'm the type of person, I love music so much that I end up liking nearly everything. But I'm picky and choosy enough to really only love a very, very finite, small amount. And I'm not really much of a reader in general. I'm a binge and purge reader. But I was inspired for this episode by this article about Kindle was shared with me by an acquaintance of mine whom I met at Comic-Con last year, and I hope to have an interview with him on the show soon. And his name is Peter O'Rulian. And he has written a fantastic series. It's called the Vault of Heaven series. This is the first full-length novel called The Unremembered. It is an amazing fantasy novel, and one of the things that really touched me was the magic comes from the power of music, and he writes it so well, and it doesn't come across as cheesy like I have seen some fantasy novels. When I met Peter, I'll be honest, when I found out he was an artist, I was geeking out prog rock with him, and then later I found out he was a writer. So I'm prepared to kind of go, oh, you're an artist, how nice. Well, yeah, I'll read it. I'm sure it's great. But, because after you meet somebody and they tell you you're a writer, you're like, oh, really? But then I took it down, I took it home and I picked it up and I could not put it down. Peter's talent for writing and his talent for writing characters and not making them cliche is nothing short of amazing. So if you are a music fan and or a fantasy reader, I strongly recommend, please, 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 I will provide links on how you can get a hold of The Unremembered. And the second novel is out now too, Trial of Intentions. And also I want to give what I was just saying, Odd Logic. Odd Logic has some new material prepared and they're going to be releasing it very soon. But these are just a great bunch of guys, and when I heard Sean Thompson and Odd Logic, and Sean Thompson was nice enough to write my theme music, and I can't thank him enough. But it wasn't just because he did that. It's because I really think that Sean Thompson and Stephen Pierce and the other guys in Odd Logic, they're amazing artists. And I want you please to check out their stuff and support small-time artists, because these Odd Logic really should have been signed a long time ago. And it's a crime that they are one of the most talented progressive rock bands out there working today, and they've released 4 albums worth of simply amazing material, 5 albums actually, and still are not signed. And this is a crime. These guys deserve your support. Some amazing progressive rock out there. So that's my message for you today. Go out, support your local artists, and I hope to have a review up for you next week, and I will see you next time on Jammin' Dude's Neighborhood.